Yo, before I begin, I want to put this disclaimer out here. The first thing is, I want this video to be fun. I want you all to laugh. I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm just trying, just put out the truth, and let you all know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I want this video to be very informative. Like I said, and I'll say it again, my intentions are not offending anyone. I'm just putting out the truth. It is what it is. You understand? All right, let's go. So, I'm doing this video for everyone. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you're male or female. But I will say that I'm actually gearing towards the females because I get this all the time in my DMs, my emails, comments in the comment section of my videos. You have a lot of females that asks about the bugs, the spiders, the insects, and all of that stuff down south. In particular, northern women. And it's crazy because I used to live in New York too. I used to live in Jamaica, Queens. And, I had to catch the dollar van to catch the train, to get to where I had to go. Because I ain't had no car when I was living there, right? And I never forget. I'm making it relevant. Hear me out. I never forget it. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I caught the E train. I'm not lying. It's subway station, Parsons and Archer. And, the next stop is something Boulevard / JFK Airport. You catch the air train and the LIRR. You know what I'm saying there? I never forget it. We stopped there and I'm not lying. This is my word. I'm not making it up. A damn rat got on the train. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Ratatouille, Stuart Little, Master Splinter, whatever you want to call this man. This rat. The rat got on the train and everybody was chilling. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's really good? You understand? Like, I'm used to seeing rats. This is crazy though. Listen to the story though. I'm used to seeing rats running back and forth from the train tracks, when the train is not there. And everybody's not paying attention to that because it's normal in New York. But to see a rat literally, like Ratatouille, literally get on the train, like as if he had a job, it bugged me out, right? So everybody is normal. Everybody's reading their newspaper, listening to their music or whatever have you, right? So then the next stop, I think it was Jamaica Van Wyck. The motherfucker got off the train. Like as if he knew where he was going. And this brings me to this point. If you all northern women can withstand seeing rats, and please stop it. Stop capping. Stop capping. For real, that's my word. Stop capping. You all know that there's rats everywhere in New York. Everywhere. If you all can stand to see rats every damn day, you can stand to damn see a spider. Please, miss me with that. That's my word. When I lived in New York, man, all I saw was rats. All the time. Especially when it was trash day. And the trash would be piled up on the streets. So stop it. You understand? But listen, let's get to the point. Now, I've lived in Atlanta, North Carolina. Well, let me be specific. I've lived in Georgia, in Atlanta, or Metro Atlanta. In North Carolina, I've lived in Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Charlotte, and a little bit in Fayetteville. And I stayed in Florida as well, in Orlando. Just a little while. You understand? So I'm going to run it down to you, what to expect or whatever have you. So in the wintertime, you're not going to get any mosquitoes. You're going to rarely get all of this stuff in the wintertime, with the exception of Florida. But in the wintertime, like places like Atlanta or Charlotte or Raleigh, North Carolina, you're really going to get the bees, the wasps, the ants, the spiders. You're not going to get any of that stuff, right? But what you are going to get is deers. Now, it depends on where you live in North Carolina. Like, I hardly saw any deers like in Durham. And I guess because, see, I'm about to be a sarcastic asshole. I guess because in Durham, they be shooting out too much. So the deers be scared. No, but seriously, I lived in Durham. And I very rarely saw deers in Durham. I very rarely saw deers in Raleigh. But here in Charlotte, I'm not going to lie, like last year, not this past year, I think the year before, in 2020. Yeah, 2020. I was on my way coming back home, and I saw a buck. Like a buck is one of them big damn deers, right? With the antlers and stuff. The nigga was in the middle of the street. Like I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I really did. I was like just perplexed. Like I just didn't know what to do. I just waited until he walked off. He looked at me, you know what I'm saying? Was like, yo, I'm gonna make my way. You know, what's up though? And I was like, all right, yo, do your thing. And he left. I see deers all the time, like little fawns. I call them fawns. I think that's what they are, the female deers. And they're little deer babies. I don't know what you call them. You know what I'm saying? The deer, little babies and shit. You know what I'm saying? They eat up little trees and shit like that in our backyard. They're harmless. With the exception, let me take that back because I know somebody's going to correct me in the comment section. With the exception if they're like scared or they fear in their life, then they start jumping around. They might kick you or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So we have in the South, we have sliding doors. You know what I'm saying? For you Northerners, you don't, you know. But anyway, we have sliding doors. They might jump through the sliding door and then go through your house and fuck your shit up. It's just that plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the deers that I've encountered, they don't attack unless they are in fear of their life. You may fuck around and hit one. Excuse me for my language. You know, if you're not used to hearing that type of vulgar type language, just it is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? You subscribed anyway. But you might hit a deer. Now, if you hit a deer, it's like hitting a tank. That deer is gonna get up and keep on running, but your car is gonna be ruined. It's gonna be total. And it's crazy because deers are like vegetarians. You know what I'm saying? But their body is tough. So in the wintertime, you're gonna get deers. Definitely in Atlanta, you're gonna get deers. There's deer signs everywhere in Atlanta. You know, I stayed off of specifically Metro Atlanta. I stayed off of Roswell Road in Sandy Springs, and I used to go to this grocery store that was like in Dunwoody. And every time I go to the grocery store that was in Dunwoody, I would see nothing but deers. For real. I'm not gonna even lie. And y'all think I'm making this up. I'm not. That's my word. A deer almost like jumped over my car. Like they like that. So you're gonna get deers. Foxes, I've never seen any foxes in North Carolina, but definitely in Atlanta. Definitely. Foxes everywhere. Coyotes, I've never seen any coyotes in North Carolina, but I've definitely seen them in Atlanta. And it's very hard, it's very hard to tell from afar, from a little distance, whether it's, you know, that's a coyote or that's a dog. You understand? So for all you dog lovers, you be on some shit like, come here, Peter, come here. And then that damn coyote come over here and bite your ass. Yo, you don't want to mess with them. For real. Normally coyotes be in the trash. Possums are everywhere. North Carolina and Atlanta. That's without no doubt. They look like, oh, so y'all are familiar with that. See, now I'm about to be an asshole again. Y'all are probably used to seeing a possum because it ain't nothing but a New York version of a rat. A southern version of the New York rat. It's just that the possums, they look... No, I ain't gonna lie, for real. The possums look scarier than rats, for real. And they'll go into your car. I've seen some like go in people's car engines and hide in the trash cans. And when you get up close to them, they're gonna defend themselves. And they got rabies. Raccoons, they're funny type animals. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see that in North Carolina and Atlanta. You know, they're funny. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to bother you too much. They might go into your trash can, eat your shit, and that's about it. But I think some places like my father, he was like, I don't know whether one year they freed the fucking animals in New York. It was just like animals, like raccoons was all in Queens for some odd reason. For those that are from Queens, specifically, you know, Jamaica, Queens or whatever, please put it in the comment section. Let them know I'm not making this shit up. Like, I don't know if they freed the damn animals, Bronx Zoo or Brooklyn Zoo or whatever. They freed the animals one year, man. I'm not lying. And it was just animals every damn where. But you're gonna get raccoons here. So that's in the winter time. Oh, another thing. Bugs, palmetto bugs, water bugs, roaches this big. I'm gonna be sarcastic again. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, stop capping, for real. Like, yo, it's roaches in New York. It's roaches down here, but the roaches in New York are bearable. The roaches down here, them shits get this big. For real, they call them palmetto bugs. I just killed like 2 the other day, and I'm clean as a motherfucker. I got, what is it, OCD or whatever that shit is. I just clean shit for no reason. For real. I take 2-3 showers a day. I stay clean. It doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? From what I see, palmetto bugs, what they're attracted to in the wintertime is the heat. So they'll be in under the stove and like inside the walls of your house. Now, if you keep your house clean, you're not gonna get too many of them. You know what I'm saying? You might have to kill like one once a week or some shit like that. But for the most part, they everywhere. But in the summertime, it's even worse. But I can tell you, Charlotte is not that bad. Atlanta is ridiculous. The palmetto bugs get like this big. I'm not lying. Please, people that are in looking at this video, please comment in the comment section. That's my word. In Atlanta, I think they call them tree bugs or some shit. But all of them are palmetto bugs. You're gonna get that in Florida too. That's hands down. That's hands down. That's across the board. Now I'm just talking about Atlanta, North Carolina, and Florida. These are places that I lived in. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk about Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, and all of those places. For those that live in those places, please chime in. You know what I'm saying? Comment in the comment section of this video. Other than that, I'm just talking about 3 states. That's Georgia, North Carolina, and Florida. I can't talk about no other places that I've lived. You know what I'm saying? That I haven't lived in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've lived in those 3 states. That's all I can talk about. Other than that, I'm capping outside of that. So, okay, we got that out of the way. Now, summertime. This is across the board. This is Atlanta. This is Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham. This is Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. You're going to get bees, wasps, stink bugs. Oh, my God. Stink bugs are the worst. Straight up. They're everywhere. And they're definitely in Atlanta. You're going to get that like summertime. They're going to be everywhere. And they're like beetles. I mean, I think that's what they are. They're beetles. But that's what what we call them down south. The stink bugs. Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are ridiculous across the board. Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. Hands down, you're going to get that. If you wear oils like me, I wear oils. I don't wear the cologne and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? 85% alcohol and 15% just, perfume and shit. Or cologne or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear that shit. I wear oils. But if you wear oils like me, you walking outside, it's a hot day. Oh, the bees, everything. You want to attract all types of bugs, insects, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying, to you. And that shit is unavoidable. You know what I'm saying? With the mosquitoes and all of that. Ants. Fire ants in specific. Fire ants are there to protect and defend. If you see like little dirt mounds and shit like outside in front of your yard or in the back of your yard or whatever have you, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't walk on it. Don't have your children be over there because fire ants attack. Black ants do too as well, but fire ants are the worst. Snakes. I haven't encountered too many snakes in North Carolina, but definitely in New York. I remember one time I was, I stayed in this apartment complex called Addison right off of Roswell Road in Sandy Springs. And they had like a little playground in the area. And I took my son and my daughter to that joint one weekend or whatever. Not weekend, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I think it was Saturday or whatever, or Sunday. And I'll never forget it, man. They were playing with sticks and shit, and it was in a bush. So, I went over there, and went to grab a stick, and the shit was a snake. A damn snake. So, it's snakes around, you know what I'm saying? But snakes normally don't bother you unless you bother them. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time, I seen a snake in my neighborhood this past summer, and it was like next to some rocks. It likes to be in cool, like when it's in the summertime, it likes to be under rocks and sticks and shit like that, leaves, and you know what I'm saying, in a nice cool place. So beware, like when you're cutting your grass, or like when you're in your backyard and it's a nice and it's damp, nice areas, that's where they like to be at. Okay, so we got snakes, ants, mosquitoes, bees, wasps, flies. That's everywhere. That's across the board. That's in Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. I heard the flies are even worse in Florida. Now, when I lived in Florida, in Orlando in specific, I didn't stay there but so long. I stayed there like in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was warm. You know what I'm saying? But it was like in the wintertime. But as when the summer came up, I never got a taste of the summer weather. You know what I'm saying? And how the bugs were in the summer. Just only in like the fall, winter, but of course it wasn't like winter like that down, in Orlando. So we got flies, beetles, ladybugs, crickets are all in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you do. Somehow, some way, they manage to creep inside your house. And the crickets that I'm talking about are the black crickets. They're black. They're about this big. And you don't kill them. You pick them up. You know, you get your son or your daughter, whoever's not scared of them, to pick them up and just throw them outside. I mean, eventually they're going to hop their ass back inside the house, but it is what it is. Grasshoppers. Grasshoppers is everywhere. They're friendly. I mean, they may look ugly and nasty to everybody else, to other people, but they're harmless. They ain't going to do you, they ain't going to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You have flying praying mantis and shit like that every now and then you may see. They're cuddly, they're cute, you know what I'm saying? Just leave them the fuck alone. They won't bother you. What else, man? Spiders. I understand that you women in particular, don't like spiders. And if you got a man or you got a boyfriend, you got a husband or a son or whatever, let them kill the spider. Other than that, if you're scared of them, leave the spiders alone. There are some that are poisonous, but for the most part, it's not too many that are. You understand? North Carolina is not that bad, but definitely Georgia. Let me tell you something about Georgia. The reason why Georgia is like really, really horrible when it comes to insects, bugs, and shit like that. Like it's a shitload of trees down there. It's a shitload of trees. Like wherever I stayed at, I never got any direct sunlight through my windows because trees are every fucking where. And wherever you have trees, guess what? There are gonna be other people that's their neighbors, such as spiders, snakes, insects, grasshoppers, crickets, all types of shit, foxes, you name it. Let's see. So let's move on to Florida, because this is only what I see on the coast of North Carolina, not so much inland. Alligators. That plain and simple. When I lived in Orlando, I stayed with Pretty Ricky. For those that are new to the channel, that's my brother, you know what I'm saying? I stayed with Pretty Ricky in Orlando, and I never forget that he stayed in this apartment, nice apartment, really, really nice. I think it was in Claremont, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty Ricky, correct me if I'm wrong. It's Claremont. So it was in Orlando, but it was like out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I stay in Still Creek. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the Still Creek version of Orlando. So it was just he stayed in an apartment, but they looked like kind of like Mexican style looking apartments. They were nice as shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, one day I went out and it was a pond like in the middle of the apartment community, right? Apartment complex. And then it was a trash can, you know what I'm saying, like right next to it. So, one day I woke up and I went to empty the trash. So I went to empty the trash and I got a phone call. So, I'm talking on the phone. Now it's hot, you know what I'm saying? It's hot as shit outside. And as I'm talking on the phone, I'm not paying attention to nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting by the little pond, because it's peaceful. Excuse me. So next thing I know, I see like a stick that's out of the water, you know what I'm saying? I ain't paying no attention to it. And then the stick get close and I'm like, oh shit, it was an alligator. So I run my punk ass back into the house and I was like, yo, Pretty Ricky, it was an alligator out here. He was like, yeah, I told you. He did tell me, I'm not gonna lie, he forewarned me. He was like, yo, don't go out early in the morning and don't go out late at night emptying the trash, because there's alligators out there. I ain't think nothing about it, but that's real. That's some real shit. Like, alligators are in Florida. Not only alligator, lizards. If you don't like lizards, well, there's lizards here too. There's lizards in Atlanta too. But that's across the board. But it's definitely a surplus of lizards in Florida. Straight up. I stayed in Central Florida, what they call Central Florida in Orlando. And yo, every time I walk outside, I would just see them shit scattered like they were roaches in New York, for real. That's my word. Iguanas. Iguanas are ridiculous in Florida. Like, it's okay for you to kill them, like in Florida, because I'm serious. Like in certain places in Florida, like the government in that particular city, okay people for to kill the iguanas because they like overpopulated and they're everywhere. But let me tell you this, man, straight up. I could talk about the deers, the snakes, the bees, the stink bugs, the alligators, the fire ants, the flies, the spiders, the foxes, the crickets, You know what I'm saying? The coyotes, the snakes, and all of that. Taking heed. I'm going to end it like this. Taking heed. No matter where you go in the South, it's not like you're going to see them all the time. You're not going to see coyotes all the time. It's not like that. You understand? I remember when I went to the West Indies. This is to visit my family for the first time. It bugged me out how I just saw like cows just walking across the street and monkeys and goats. And you would have to stop. You would have to stop. You know what I'm saying? For them to cross the street. Like it was illegal for you to hit a cow. And cows and donkeys and monkeys are free to roam around, at least in Nevis, in St. Kitts, located in the West Indies. At least in those two islands. It's okay for them to come to your yard and eat up your shit, like eat your grass up. Like, yo, the monkeys down there, I forgot the name of the monkeys, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they come into your house and they tear your shit up. My cousin got a house in the West Indies, you know, I stayed there with her, right? And she got like cameras around. So she's originally from New York. Matter of fact, she lives in both places now, right? So not to give away her business and shit like that, but for the most part, she lived in both places. She was like, yo, you know, she was looking at her cameras while she was in New York. She was looking at her cameras, you know, at her house in Nevis, and the motherfucking monkeys done jumped in the pool because she got a pool in the backyard. She said that they broke the fucking window, went in the refrigerator. Like they are a nuisance like that. They not cute and cuddly to the natives that's there. The Nevisians, I think that's what they call them. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, they're not like that. It's not ridiculous like that. You know what I'm saying? Like here. You know what I'm saying? Like what I mean by it's not ridiculous like how it is in Nevis. Here. That's what I meant to say. Like here, you know, you call an Orkin man, you call pest control, you know, you call the animal, you know, whatever animal agency it is, you know what I'm saying? And they'll come and, you know, get whatever animal or big ass insect that you understand? Somebody will be there to assist you. You don't have to worry about alligators and shit like that in Atlanta. You don't have to worry about alligators and shit like that in North Carolina unless you on the coast. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, you don't have to worry about that type of shit. But yeah, I will tell you, man, there are bugs, man, and they get like really bad like in the summer, more so than the winter. You know, the winter is kind of like everything tapers down. Every now and then we might get 60 something degree weather and you'll see a bee come out and I'm like, yo, it ain't time yet. It ain't time, nigga. I'm just being real. That's how I be like it ain't time. Tomorrow you gonna die. Because that's how the weather is in the South. You know what I'm saying? It varies, you know, especially in Georgia and North Carolina. Florida is something different, you know what I'm saying? But here, you know, you might get like straight up, like I'm gonna end it. It's mad long. But for the most part, like this is real talk. Like this Friday, if you don't believe me, check it out. This Friday in Charlotte is gonna be 65. Now taking heed, these past 3 weekends, well I say not this one, but it snowed a little bit, but the past 2 weekends prior to this one that just passed, it was snow. Now it's gonna be 65. Just Saturday, it was like brick. It was like 30. But that's just how the weather is here. You understand? That's another video. Other than that, man, if y'all want to know anything else, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to cover as much as I can, you know, to, you know, inform you all, you know, what to expect when moving to the South. If y'all want to know anything else, you know what I'm saying, leave it in the comment section of this video about the South. Like I said, I've lived in North Carolina. In North Carolina, I've lived in Charlotte, a little bit in Fayetteville, Durham, Raleigh, Greensboro, and Georgia. Of course, I lived in Atlanta, or rather Metro Atlanta.